Don't rush to throw away these tiny paper clips just because they are bent or broken. Inside these small pieces of metal, there may be a much bigger use than most people realize. Today I'm going to reveal a little-known secret about how to turn a simple paper clip into a homemade soldering tool for quick repairs around the house. It sounds almost impossible, but if it works, this could become one of the cheapest little DIY tricks worth remembering. Welcome back to Dan Fix. I'm Dan. First, remove the small metal handle from the clip. I know it looks like scrap, but this steel is stiff enough to become a useful holder. Use pliers to straighten the bent parts little by little. Do not force one hard bend because the metal can weaken or snap. Next, prepare an old motorcycle valve. Hold the valve core with tweezers and twist it out carefully. Remove the nut and the small metal washer. Slide the straightened clip handle into the valve body, then reinstall the washer and nut. Tighten it just enough to lock the metal in place. I like this valve because its threaded metal body gives us a simple holder for the heating tip. Now we need a handle. Prepare a round wooden stick measure about 4 inches or 10 centimeters and cut it with a handsaw. After cutting, sand both ends smooth. Clamp the wooden stick in a vise before drilling. Do not hold round wood by hand while a drill is spinning. Mark the center, then drill a hole straight through from one end to the other. This hole will carry the wire through the handle, so keep the bit as centered as possible. Mark 2 small holes on the side of the wooden handle to secure the metal clip and valve assembly. Drill slowly and let the bit cut without pushing too hard. What would you use for the handle wood plastic or an old tool grip? Prepare a piece of wire about 12 inches long or 30 centimeters. Strip one end so the copper is exposed. Feed the wire through the motorcycle valve and then through the center hole in the wooden handle. The copper end needs to stay near the valve because that is where the current reaches the carbon rod. Use heat shrink tubing to hold the copper wire tightly near the valve. Warm it gently with a lighter until it shrinks around the connection. Keep the flame moving and keep it away from paper gasoline solvent or dry sawdust. I only want to tighten the sleeve, not burn the wire. Strip the other end of the wire and connect it to an alligator clip. This clip will connect to the 12-volt battery later. Make sure the wire is not too thin. A very thin wire can heat up quickly when current passes through it. For the heating tip, we need a carbon rod. I'm using an old dry cell battery for this part. Do not use lithium batteries. Rechargeable battery packs, swollen batteries, or anything leaking chemicals. Those should go straight to proper recycling. Use pliers to remove the outer metal shell carefully. Work slowly and avoid breathing dust from inside the battery. The center core is a carbon rod. Grip it gently and pull it out without snapping it. After removing it, wipe it clean. Instead of sharpening the carbon by hand, put the rod into a hand drill. Turn the drill at low speed and hold sandpaper against the tip. The spinning motion shapes the carbon evenly and creates a clean point. That pointed tip matters because it concentrates heat in a smaller area. Slide the carbon rod into the motorcycle valve and the homemade soldering tool is assembled. Now comes the real test. Prepare a 12-volt battery and connect the alligator clips to the terminals. Be careful here. A 12-volt battery can deliver a lot of current. Touch the carbon tip to the other clip for a quick test. Sparks appear immediately and the tip heats up fast. That is the power of concentrating current through a small carbon point. For the first repair test, place two razor blade pieces together. Touch the carbon tip right on the joint. The heat focuses at that small contact point, and the metal bonds enough for this small demonstration. I'm not calling this a professional welding machine, but it proves the idea works. Next, test it on a copper wire connection. Hold the wire steady, touch the point briefly, and let the heat work at the joint. The carbon tip creates a quick, localized heat source which can help with small electrical repairs when used carefully. I would not use this for heavy structural repairs, but for small household fixes, the result is better than expected. What small repair would you try first with a tool like this? From a bent metal clip handle, an old motorcycle valve, a short piece of wood, one wire, and a carbon rod, we created a simple heating tool that actually works. It is cheap, compact, and surprisingly powerful for its size. But remember, the tip gets extremely hot, the battery current is strong, and this tool should never be used near children or flammable materials. If you found this useful, hit like, subscribe to DanFix, and tell me what tiny piece of scrap you want us to turn into a useful tool next.